Hello guys, John with you, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to another unboxing. And this is what we're unboxing. Okay, we're unboxing the ITALERI 1/35 scale kit number 211, and it's the Tiger P elephant. The Tiger P basically refers to the Porsche Tiger, which is the bottom, the hull section, and they added this big casement on the top because they decided not to go with Ferdinand Porsche's version of the Tiger. They went with Mr. Henchel's instead, and Mr. Porsche's had unfortunately he went off, and he was so confident that he was going to get the contract for the Tiger that he'd already 50 chassis built. Okay, so he didn't get it, and that was it then. So they made something else out of it, and what they made out of it was the Ferdinand. Okay, now the Ferdinand then was basically this, but it didn't have the whole machine gun, one or two other little things that they fixed up in it, but they sent them off then to Kursk, the big battle in Kursk, and loads of them broke down, loads of them had major problems with them. But the one problem they did notice with them was it didn't have any kind of close support. So anything that got overrun, the crew had no sort of means of close defence, which is why they added a couple of other little bits and pieces, the hull machine gun being one of them. Okay, it's long barrel 88 on it, and you know, basically the Porsche hybrid drive system, which is a diesel or a petrol engine powering an electric motor, and the electric motor then drives the vehicle, and the suspension system wasn't really up to it either for the weight of it, and loads of them broke down, really did. But anyway, after the Battle of Kursk, when they brought them all back, that's when they decided to remake it, and tweak it a bit, and they changed the name then to the Elephant. Okay, why they went off and changed the name, I don't know, and so don't go asking me, because I don't know, simple as that, just don't know. And the newer versions then came out as the Elephant, and some of them went to Italy and some of them stayed in Europe. Don't really know how successful they are, but from what I can gather, not really successful. But overall, they did have quite a number of kills anyway. But in general, it was to make use of the chassis that they had. Why waste them? They're already built. So anyway, lads, let's get this kit unbuilt or unboxed, and we'll get to see what's inside in it. Okay, so there's the box. Anyway, as you can see, you've been looking at it there for a couple of minutes. Along the side, you just get the usual blurbs in various languages, and same with the other side. So feck all really information on that. Very little indeed. So we'll get the cover off. What do we get inside? Right, we get an instruction sheet. Okay, now as you can see from this one, this is an old kit. It's a single pull-out page. We get a sprue map there. Right, we get a sort of a figures sprue. We get a large sprue with parts and a smaller sprue. We get the whole top, bottom, and tracks as well. Right, and then we're into the build. Same as the last one I did. If you watch the last kit that I built, I did another old ITALERI. So we've got kind of busy enough instructions to getting you to loads and loads of little bits in the one section. So I do suggest that you get your hands on a highlight pen. Very handy for marking off what you've already done, and you can see from a glance what you've got to do. Okay, so when it comes on to the marking options, then you get 3 choices. Okay, you get what I call the fingerprint pattern. Somebody went mad with giant thumbprints, and we get 2 versions then of kind of spider web. That's probably proper names for them, and I don't know the proper names for them. But we get two different versions of the of that. I don't know whether one is brown and one is green, or what's the case may be. I'm sure we'll find out in due course. Okay, in due course of the building. So there's our instructions, and we get a nice little write up then on the elephant, the tiger pea elephant. Right. So let's get into the plastic. Right, we get a set of decals which have already curled up and everything else. Now the same thing happened the last decals. They were like that. They were sort of just all curled up and everything else, but they went down grand. They weren't damaged or anything like that, and they were old decals. So the decals, you know, they stand the test of time. Well, the other ones did anyway, so hopefully these ones will as well. Okay, so really nice set of decals. Now, there we go, so we don't have to cover them anymore. And what else do we get? We get a lower hull. We get the that casement thing for the top. We'll have a look in detail in a while. We're just kind of going through the parts now at the moment. We get two of these track pieces, obviously, so it's 2 pieces to make each side. Okay, again, that horrible silvery stuff, but it worked out well in my last one, so I can see no problems with this one. Okay, and we've got 2 sprues. Now a couple of parts have come off the sprues, so I'm just going to leave them there. We get 2 sprues. I suppose you could say 3 sprues if you cut that off there and leave the figures separate. So we start with this one. Okay, here's our first sprue. Now I'm just going to put a little bit more light in the subject. It's going to kind of get brighten now for a second there, and there we go. And let's bring the camera down as well. Well, I don't have zoom. That's my zoom. It's a manual zoom where you bring the camera down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop off here, just to make it a little bit easier to look at the parts. Right. So now we've got 3 sprues. So it comes with 3 sprues, not 2. Right. So first of all, I know your man is missing an arm, and it is one of the parts that I found that I can see floating around in the box. Oh, excuse me, a bit of windy. Right. So we've got a figure, and like those old Tamiya figures that aren't the best, the old ITALERI figures, they're not the best either. So they're pretty feeble, really, to be quite honest with you. Whether or not I'm going to use them or not, I do not know. Maybe I might use them if I'm going to have them kind of sticking out through the turret. We'll see. We'll see. Can it be done? Okay. Here's our second figure, which will be our driver. Alright, again, he's in a seated position. It's good to see that he's got 2 arms and a bottom. Yes, he's got a bottom. Okay, we've got our hull machine gun, little ball mount there. We've got some other parts then that I haven't got the faintest idea of what they are or anything like that. These, as far as I know, are what they look like anyway, is the spare wheel holders. I've seen it on other Panzers, but I can't be guaranteed. I won't swear to it. Not at this early stage anyway. Okay, we got 2 seats and this piece here. Right. So far, not really impressive in any way, shape or form. Just quite basic molds and all that. Right. Get a close up of that. As you can see, lovely big ejector pin marks. But as far as I know, that's probably only just the holders for the seats, so they're not going to be seen. You're not going to get to see in under the seats. You barely get to see the seats themselves with it all closed up. Alright, so our next sprue then. Okay, it has our engine deck. Now the engine deck for this is actually at the front. Yes, it's at the front. So there's our engine deck and our engine grills. Nice shiny plastic, no, say, a bit too shiny, so you'll have to do some form of texturing to that. There is a nice way of doing texturing, which I will show in when I'm doing the build videos. I will be doing a bit of cast texture type thing to that, rolled steel or whatever you want to fucking call it, but some form of texture anyway. Okay, we've got our side skirts. Okay, which do have the they're not flat, they've got the little uppy downy bits. We've got a toolbox of some kind or whatever. We've got our front mantlet, okay, where the whole machine goes into. We've got some really reasonably okay detail there on the nuts. And do you know what is nice to see? It's nice to see that all the nuts are, you know, the bolt heads aren't pointing in the same direction. As you see, they're kind of slanted off in different directions, which I kind of like. I really do like that idea. Okay. And the reason they're in that shape apparently is in case they get hit with shells or bullets or something, that they won't be damaged enough, and you can get in there with your big spanner and remove them. Okay, so on the edge then there we've got a bit of try to get in to see it. We've got that flame cut texture there on the side of that, with a big sprue gate right in the middle of it, so you'd have to kind of finish it off yourself, which is easy enough to do. A rub of Tamiya extra tin, get it the area nice and soft, and just scrape away with the sides of a hobby knife. That'll get you your flame cut texture. Okay, a couple of other little bits and pieces. We've got the jack. Pretty basic, a little bit of flash here and there. Nothing exciting, shall we say, compared to some of the newer mold stuff. We've got a piece missing from there. Obviously, it's one of those pieces floating around inside in the box. Piece there for under the grills, or over the grills. It could be that hatch there. You know, you could add your own little grills. Your own bit of it doesn't give sort of PE, not back then, but you can use some of this stuff here. I will just show it you. I find this stuff is absolutely fabulous. Okay, and what it is, it's just nylon mesh. Right, now I think this one I got out of a Zvezda kit, but I did also I have some other stuff there, practically the same stuff. It's a little bit lighter, okay, and I got it in dressmaking supplies, and but it's sort of stiffener under dresses, and it's that kind of mesh stuff. Comes white. I'll dig it out there actually. It's pointless talking about it when I have a bit close to hand. Well, when I say close to hand, I know I have it here somewhere. It's in one of these little here we are. It's in one of those myriad of boxes that I have there in front of me. Okay, this is the stuff, right? Now I think I bought a metre of it, and Johan says, "Is that all you want? Is a metre?" I said, "Yeah, just because they normally sell it, because they sell it to sort of dressmakers and things like that. They normally sell it maybe 5 or 6 or 7 meters of the stuff at a time." And she was amazed that I only wanted a metre of it, and even a metre of it was a bit too much. But a metre was the lowest, the smallest amount of it that I could get, and she charged me £1. €1 is all she charged me for this stuff, so it just goes to show you how cheap it is. And as you can see, that will work wonders in there. Okay, so you can use that stuff, and it glues down grand. It glues down grand. It glues down with Tamiya extra thin. No problems in that. Okay, so you don't have to go off and get an aftermarket grill set for it. You can make your own, nice and cheap. Okay, so that is the second of our sprues. And finally, we've got this sprue here. Okay, now we go back up to see the size of the sprue. It's a large sprue, so if you want to freeze frame there and take a closer look at it, you can. But we'll go down a bit and have a look. We'll have a look at it, right? So we've got our drive sprockets. Okay. Now, why do we have 4 drive sprockets? Is there drive sprockets at the front and at the back of this here? Seems to be, yes. It's got the toothed sprockets at the front and the back. So you don't have a kind of an idler wheel, so you've got a sort of a toothed idler wheel, if that's what you want to call it, right? Detail, not bad. You know, we've seen worse. Got to remember, these are old kits, old mouldings. People weren't as fussy back in the day, and those that went off, they knew the state of what they got, and they went off and they made it better themselves. Nice big bit of flash there, sort of, isn't there? Is it flash? Nope, it's just a hair. Or a bit of that mesh, actually. Okay, so moving over here, we've got our road wheels. Okay, we've got the spooled up tow ropes. Again, not bad at all, actually. I've seen worse in modern kits. So for an old kit, that's actually not bad. That is actually quite usable indeed. That is very nice. Okay, we've got our U-bolts. Okay, our towing U-bolts for the front and the back. We've got hatches. Again, detail, it's there. Okay, it's not super, it's not bad, it is there. Right, we've got our commander's hatch. Ooh, a couple of little sinkholes in that. So they will have to be filled, and the best way to fill them, believe it or not, is just a little blob of super glue. Leave it dry and sand it flat. Okay, we got the hatch covers for them. A couple of more little bits and pieces. We got our headlights. We've got some brackety things. Now they look like tool clamps, don't they? I don't know what they are, but they do look like tool clamps of some kind. Okay, oops. We've got some hooks. Oh, excuse me. Hooks and handles. Oh, we got some plates, plain plates. Okay, then we've got our suspension parts. Again, big thick and sinkholes. You'll see from the back and see from the other side. But that's the side it will be going on, I think. From this side. Quite large sinkholes there. If they're going to be seen, we'll fill them. If not, we're not going to bother. These, I presume, are the shock absorbers for the suspension system. Alright. We've got all these little rings. Now, I have a funny feeling that is very, very similar to the Stug, as in they go inside the they're kind of an inside fitting for the wheels themselves, so the wheels are spinnable. Now, I don't really care if the wheels are spinnable, and I didn't use them in the last build, but if you want to have your wheels spinnable, you can use those yokes. We've got some more little covers and things all for the wheels and stuff, suspension parts, right? That's the underside of those. Again, I don't know what they are, what they're called, or anything like that. Alright, so we'll have a look at the wheels, then the other side of the wheels. Alright, there's the detail on the wheels. We have a two-piece barrel. Okay, that's the inside. The outside with the okay, nice big ball there for the articulation of the gun. Got some brackets here. Don't know what they're for. Don't know what they're called. Don't know what they're off. So don't ask me. And then we've got loads of these little things along here, and more brackets and hinges and God knows what else. We have an antenna stroke aerial. We have our wheel hubs caps. Okay. So that's it. Simple as that. That's it. That's all you get. Oh yes, we've got to look at the lower hull and the casement thing. Not really much to write home about, but as you can see, it does have nice indicator marks there for parts that we're going to stick on. Okay, see these little squares. Excuse that light is a bit bright there, but you can see them there. There we go, you can see them there. Okay, nice big locator marks to where you add on what we're going to add on. So if you're going to put your texturing on, I suggest that you go putting on your parts first and then texture afterwards, so you don't lose those bits and pieces. And go back over it then and sort of do your weld seams and all that if you're into all that kind of stuff, because there are none there whatsoever. There's no weld seams there. So if you're one of those people that like your weld seams, there's plenty of work for you there on this one. Okay, definitely plenty of work for you on this kit for that little pistol port there in the front. Okay, bathtub style. There's a fine shine off it there. And there's the other side, again with some nice locator marks, indentations and got stuff like that. Whoa. Now, like I said, I mean, if you're into your the modelling side of things rather than the assembly, I'm more of an assembler than a modeler. But you know, if you're into adding your detail and all that kind of stuff, these old kits are absolutely perfect for it, because it's not already done for you. You got to go off and do it yourself. Okay, here's the underside. Now, why do they give you all these lovely little bits and pieces and then go sticking big holes and stuff that wouldn't be there after giving you stuff that would be there? Do you know what I mean? Nice big access panels and all that kind of stuff, and then stick a big ITALERI in there. Right. So that's the lower hull, and here is the I'm calling it a casement because that's basically what it is, but whether it's got an official name or not, I do not know, because you wouldn't call it a turret because it doesn't move, but it's the housing for the gun and the crew and all that kind of good stuff. Obviously there's the front where our barrel will stick out, And there's the back then with the escape hatch. Okay. Now again, we've got that nice bolt detail. Again, they're not all sort of the same way around. They're showing a little bit of variation there in those nuts and bolts, which I do like. I really must admit, I do like the idea of that. We do have a bit of weld seams there. Okay, nice rough welds, which is nice, because they are pretty sort of rough, the welds in those, right? Because you're considering the thickness of the steel and that. So they are nice, rather nice weld seams, I must admit. Okay, here along the top as well. Okay, so we got some nice weld seams there. Now, why didn't they carry that onto the hull? I do not know. We have them here on the top. Right. Now, a lot of these parts already pre-molded in. You know, the that curved thing for the scissors sight. You know, most kits now have that as a separate piece, and loads of assembly parts. You know, even this sort of box here with the, I think it's a ventilator thing, and sort of this hatch here, and this one here, and here. You know, they're already pre-molded on, but you know, they're doing it all for you. Okay. Quick look at the front of it there, and the inside. Nothing really to write home about on the inside. Okay. Whoa! Out of focus. So anyway, that's it. That is definitely it this time. That's the kit. Okay. As like I said, it's the ITALERI. Good old ITALERI again. Tiger P Elephant. Okay. As opposed to the Ferdinand, which was the predecessor for this one. They took all the Ferdinands back, and they, well, not all of them. What ones that had survived, they took them back, and they made these. Okay, they made these elephants. So that's it, lads. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Hope it wasn't a bit too technical. I tried to stay away from doing them too technical, because I'm not exactly technically minded. I haven't got a clue half these things, parts and things like that. The internet is full of information if you want to find out what each and every little component is. Do some research for yourself. I'm not going to do your research for you if you want to go down those lines. But if you enjoyed this unboxing, don't forget to stick it in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. And stay tuned to the channel, because I will be doing a build of this starting practically straight away. I'll be starting this first thing tomorrow. So easiest way to sort of catch up on that is to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And if you have already subscribed and you have already hit the bell, yay, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And don't forget to join me on Friday nights as well for the live stream, where we have a little chat, and we chat about basically what I've done, what I'm doing, and just a little general chit chat. And you can ask me questions and all that kind of stuff. And excuse me, I'm full of flipping wind tonight, whatever's wrong with me. And get over there to the Facebook page. That's JMSM, John Moore Scale Models. On Facebook, I will have a link below in the description box, and on that page then you can upload your own builds and things. And there's a really nice bunch of lads there, some fabulous builders, and so you get some great hints and tips. If you're building yourself and you get stuck, show what you've done and ask, how do I move on from this, or any hints and tips for moving on, you know, from there. And the chaps on there are absolutely fabulous. They're giving some great hints and tips to people I really do appreciate all that. So there's a great bunch of lads there on the Facebook page, lads and lassies, I must admit, lads and lassies, and some younger people as well, which is great. You know, they get the young people involved and keep this hobby building and keep it going. It's not just us old fogies, it's for the younger people as well. And there's some, you know, these are the older kits, but there's some really, really fabulous new kits out there as well. And just get out there and just buy them and build them and have fun, enjoy it, because that's what it's all about. So I'm going to leave you with that, lads. Take care, enjoy your modelling, but most of all, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. This is John signing off. I'll see you on the next one, lads. Stay safe.